Well, hello everyone. This is my first time going live on YouTube in quite some time. Welcome to the live chat. Yeah, I was trying to see what it says. I don't know how people are going to come in. I may need to see how to invite people. This is my first time using this platform. Share. Okay, I can share it to Facebook. That's why I was. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now check my Facebook account to see if I am indeed streaming live. Um, I know I'm streaming live on YouTube, but I'm going to see if I'm streaming live on Facebook as well. So let me go to my other page. The reason for this live is because we know that Facebook has crashed. It is crashing. It is repetitively crashing. I'm looking on my page right now and I don't see anything that would tell me that my share to my Facebook page has worked. So, with that being said, I would just continue to record and to offer some insight as to what I know about this um, Facebook Live crash that has happened. Apparently, this happened at around 1 o'clock this afternoon. I'm just going to read a few things that I have learned from just doing some Google searches um, on my phone and just see what. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like this article right here. There are also multiple videos, of course, are coming out about this. And so this post of this article says Facebook crashes, leaving users unable to access their accounts. So, um, what I learned as a follow up, or in addition to what is going on Facebook, is that you cannot go live. I couldn't go live. You can't go live right now on Facebook. It is now almost 6:30 Eastern Daylight Saving Time. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, and as of right now, the system is still crashed to the point where you cannot go Facebook Live. And starting at apparently 1 o'clock this afternoon, this problem began affecting both Instagram and Facebook, and um, the updates are that at different times of this afternoon, 2:11 p.m. Eastern Time, Facebook appears to be down for all users, even though the original report came in around 1. Um, 2:58, Facebook has crashed again. Um, but it's up again as of now. Not all features working. So, as we can see, this problem is ongoing and continuous. And what I got off of YouTube certainly coincides with what um, I believe is happening right now. And so I'm going to share a little bit of what Planet News is saying about
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News.
the
It
Facebook
is
crash.
March 13th,
Okay.
2019. And ladies and gentlemen, the biggest news of the day is Facebook has crashed and burned. Apparently, there is a worldwide outage on Facebook. And I have a little bit of information for you. I would say maybe about an hour ago, I went to log back into Facebook, and this little pink message box came up stating that Facebook was down for maintenance. And sometimes, these social media companies use that to banish you from their social platform. And I know that I'm not well liked on Facebook and Twitter, and definitely not on YouTube. So I assumed that they were probably deleting my accounts. But after I started receiving emails left and right and started checking into the matter, I found out that, Facebook is undergoing some type of maintenance, as they are calling it. Now, if a lot of you don't know, there was a Facebook problem with Ukrainian hackers just not too long ago. And I wrote an article for the MFA Media Group pertaining to this Ukrainian hacker matter. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys an outage map, and we'll go ahead and click right over to that right now. We'll just collapse this and get right over to it. Go ahead and pull that up. And this is the current outage map. I've been checking into this, and there are a list of countries that are not really included on this map. Now, if you log out of your Facebook account on your cell phone using the app, you will not be able to get back in. Just go ahead and pull up the live chat, folks, because I'm showing that I have a very, very weak signal.
Now I'm gonna stop it right there because he does make a valid point about logging out of Facebook and then logging back in, because I actually tried to do that and it would not let me log back in for a period of time. So I don't know what exactly is going on with that, but I would advise that you just don't do that. You just don't log out of Facebook right now, because if you do, there may be a good chance that you won't be able to log back in, especially if it asks you for your password or something pertaining to re-accessing your account. So right now, I would not advise you to log out of Facebook until this is fixed. I don't know how it's going to be fixed, but we do know that hopefully Facebook will be back up running pretty soon. So I'm going to keep continuing this video. I've been on for 8 minutes. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to show all of this, because this is a 36-minute video. You can find it on YouTube, on Planet X News, and you can watch this for yourself. But I am going to provide some synopsis of what Planet X News is saying about this crash, because a lot of the points that you will hear, I believe, are very valid. So let me continue.
For my internet service, which is kind of very unusual. But can all of you hear me pretty good? If a few of you just, answer yes or no in the live chat and let me know. But apparently, this is worldwide. And folks, what I want to point out, and I've mentioned this many times before, there is this so-called hypothetical internet switch that all of the governments have. And at any prove that, I've read several documents that state, yes, a lot of countries do have the ability to immediately shut down internet access. That would include Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, hell, the whole entire internet. Now, you can see already across the internet, people are freaking.
Oops, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, people are really having
Speaking
pretty strong
out
reactions
because they
to
don't
this.
have access to their social media account with Twitter, or excuse me, Facebook and Instagram. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what the report says here for Facebook. It states that more details on today's outage. You know what? Let me go ahead and blow this up a little bit so you can all see it a little bit better. It says more details on today's outage. Early today, Facebook was down or unreachable for many of you for approximately 2.5 hours. I don't know what the hell they mean, 2.5 hours. My Facebook's been down, and it is still down, and so is everybody else's. It says that this was the worst outage that we've had in over 4 years, and we wanted to first of all apologize for it. We also wanted to provide much more technical detail on what happened and share one big lesson learned. It states that the key flaw that caused this outage to be so severe was an unfortunate handling of an error condition. An automated system for verifying configuration values ended up causing much more damage than it fixed. I don't know, folks, that kind of sounds like a bunch of hubbub to me. Sounds like some hackers got in there and shut the damn thing down. I don't know about you guys, but it's real easy to come out here and give a real technical statement. It was something just as simple as those hackers getting back at Facebook, taking them down. Anyhow, anywho, and anyway, it states that the intent of the automated system is to check for configuration values that are invalid in the cache and replace them with updated values from the persistent store. This works well for transient problems with the cache, but it does not or doesn't work well with persistent store. Wait a minute. Let's back the truck up. But it doesn't work when the persistent store is invalid. Boy, I'll tell you, their explanation is getting me tongue-tied. All they really had to say was, hey, listen, the system is busted and we're trying to fix it. Or they could have told us the truth. They could have just said, hey, listen, there are computer hackers out there that are smarter than all of the snowflakes that we employ here at Facebook. And they got us. And they got us good. Be honest with you folks, I actually thought Facebook deleted my accounts. You know, they've been messing with me now for the last 2 years on and off. And, you know, I'm not the only one. Anybody in the truth community, anybody who
This is the part I want you to pay attention to.
Those political values they mess around with. And just recently, while I have everybody's attention, I was reading an article that was put out, and it was an investigative article that was put out by Project Veritas. And, you know what? While I'm on the subject, I'm going to get really heated about this because I want to tell you guys about this. Project Veritas, great investigative reporters. And they found out through a Facebook insider that one of Facebook's key engineers was writing programs and algorithms to dethrottle posts on Facebook. And that was the key word that this man used. Dethrottle. So we all know what throttling means. It means to, you know, throttle, go forward, gas the engine. So basically this was geared towards conservative Facebook pages, campaigns by politicians. Then They broadened the spectrum. And they started doing this to Facebook pages like mine, other alternative news Facebook pages, again, like mine, and many, many others. They were also doing this, and still are doing this, to people in this, quote, truth community. People that are investigative reporters or journalists, or people like me that like to dig for the truth. So let's just say this is how it works. If I have 100,000 followers on Facebook, I post an article from my website, or I just create a post in general.
Right.
I share that post. Don't you think that everybody
Right.
that follows my Facebook page should be entitled to a notification and seeing that information? You would think that it would be that easy for this system to work. That's the way that it used to work until Facebook started hiring all of these little snowflakes. That's basically what they are, folks. I believe that there was probably...
Now, his reference to snowflakes, I believe that the issue, the problem is much deeper than that, much more nefarious than that, much more sinister than that. I understand, and you all should begin to understand, that dissemination of information, that messaging, that the video imaging that we produce and that we share with one another is extremely has an extreme amount of impact and influence on the viewer. So the more viewers you have, the more power you actually have, because the more influence you begin to wield. Now, those who understand influencing mass numbers of people, which is of course include those who control the mainstream media platform and who are now also endeavoring to control the online media platform, where there's so much more desperation to control this online platform. They understand that we, the people on this platform, if we ever really got together and unified and really spoke to one another and did things in sync and did things in a way that were done simultaneously across this nation, that we have so much more in terms of numbers and power if we come together collectively than they ever will in their small percentage numbers. So this is primarily the reason why they don't want us talking to one another, because someone like me, who has a very clear understanding of messaging, of media, and then with my moral base, because I want the truth being put out. I want, no matter how ugly, no matter how unpalatable, no matter how wicked, no matter how unbelievable, I want the truth. And so as I endeavor to seek the truth and then convey the truth, and also spread and broadcast and convey that demand for truth and for right and for light and for justice and for those foundational things that we as human beings have at birth, but as we grow up, we are turned into certainly other creatures, people who don't behave in any way, shape, form, or fashion like that. So, but with that being said, it is extremely important that we understand that on this platform, we have the power to come together and do things that are unimaginable if we ever woke up and unified for real, for real. This is why it is so important that when you have powerful, effective, morality based speakers in your midst, that you do everything you can to support them, to protect them, to encourage them, to rally around them. Because while you may not have the ability to speak and to articulate expressly what needs to be said, you can sure help that person who has that ability but may not have the other resources or other whatever that you do have. So, do you understand what I am saying here? That the articulator is no more important than those who support the articulator, the messenger, the messengers, those who bring the message, those who bring light, those who bring truth. Um, it is all of us in this together, supporting one another, underpinning one another, foundationalizing one another, and unifying together for causes, for purposes that are going to impact and benefit the whole. And this is what we must begin to use this platform to demand and convey, insist upon, repeat, keep broadcasting the messages of unification, of coming together, pulling together, and doing something on a we the people level. I am a black male saying this, and even though I really rail against white supremacy, against racism, against 45, I understand expressly, implicitly, that we all must endeavor to work together. I can even learn from people who like Trump, who like 45, and I just think he is the most incredible moron and unraveler of our way of life that I've ever seen. Um, but everybody doesn't feel that way. And so, with that being said, I can't hate the people who don't feel and think the same way I do. My goal is to, as best I can, to try to meet them where they're at and to make them understand um, just how duped, just how hoodwinked, just how brainwashed, bamboozled they are. But on the other side of the coin, many things that those on the far right, many things that those who believe in Trump, I understand. I don't support homosexuality. I don't believe in abortion. I don't believe in many things that many Republicans claim they hold fast to. But I'm also a person that is also for your choice. So I'm not going to stop you from being gay just because I don't support it, just because I don't agree with it or condone it. I'm not going to go out and try to, um, you know, uh, uh, kill everything that's gay, or just, you know, just say there if you're gay then you have nothing to offer, and you're. I'm not going to say that because that's not true. And so remember, if you're a person of truth, you may not like something, but you can't, in essence, throw the baby out with the bathwater. But I don't want to get off my topic. We are dealing with a crash that in many ways is global of Facebook and Instagram. Um, there are Facebook is operational, but only in certain aspects, and so to whatever degree this thing is resolved in the time frame, we had really better take this opportunity and understand what is happening in terms of our media expressions, in terms of our messaging, in terms of what we convey to one another. And if you ever thought that there was a time to get serious about messaging and communicating and broadcasting and filming and live streaming on this platform or on any platform that reaches masses amount of people, now is the time to get serious, because this is not happening by coincidence. This is not happening by happenstance. This is not happening because it's just one of those anomalies. This is intentional. And we are going to learn a lot about the fallout behind this. And what's so amazing is that it's almost like blacked out local. That's why I have the TV on behind me, because if I turn and look at the TV, they're not talking about, it's not a breaking news story on mainstream media, because those who control the media do not want us to be in a panic about what is actually happening. So I think it's very, very serious. I think it's very, very troubling and disturbing. And I think we better take uh, very precise and very precise heed, and take this situation very seriously and very soberly. And if things do come all the way back, when they come all the way back up, we better hit the ground running in terms of spreading and talking and sharing and unifying ourselves together. Um, I'm going to end this right here. I've been on a little less than 30 minutes, and I just wanted to give this live update in terms of what's going on with Facebook. I don't know what the restrictions are on Instagram, but we do know that Facebook owns Instagram. So you see how um, those connections spread. So it's a good thing that Facebook didn't buy YouTube, or else YouTube probably would also be shut down as well. I believe that Twitter is up, and I don't know how many people go on LinkedIn, but um, the two primary social media platforms on the planet, Facebook and Instagram, right now are impacted by a crash. And it is not a complete and total blackout crash, but it is certainly affecting the ability for us to share, convey, broadcast, and live stream information to one another. This problem is global. It's not in every country, but it certainly affects all of the United States and many other countries abroad, as I was showing you. And so this is where we're at. I would advise everyone to stay tuned and to plug in to those who are going to bring you as much up-to-date information as they can. Until the next time I come on, this is Fred Barkley, Barkley TV, my YouTube channel. It's Fred Barkley 09, and I am signing off for right now. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday evening, March 13th, 2019.